On this lovely late HP show with your favorite 5D Mystic Enlightenment Functional Adult, we get to begin a weekend and a couple of weekdays celebration. The lovely person named Jesus, who stands for forgive them, for they do not know. Also, do not cast stones, even though I don't know if he said it or if it's written somewhere, and turn the other cheek. And unfortunately, there are extreme individuals who did not go through expansion of consciousness. So their religious self has become the extreme version of medieval ancient mannerisms, and they use the name Christ, like with 5D, it's Christ consciousness, oneness consciousness. 4D mystics think of it as a battle, and people who in fact are evil, ignorant. So evil is anyone from a scale of 1 to 22 by Michael Stone, this lovely forensic criminologist, psychiatrist, psychologist, something like that, from a specific university. They all need a very good therapist, so that if they want, they can move out of their unresolved trauma, trust breaks. So people have trust breaks with humanity, and they use ancient texts and ancient stories and ancient belief systems. And it's the ones in the in-between that I'm talking to, really. And I'm really talking to those of us who are walking with the people with the ability to have a whole 3-year-old heart. That's why I called this for our lovely Jesus, who stands for love, not for the mannerisms of what really medieval times. Again, Scarlet Letter, I don't know, I think about a lot of things. And what I know most of all is people apparently do have access to the internet. They might not have access to reliable sources. No, wait, they do. They might not be interested in the reliable sources because somehow they've got silverbacks who tell them that, you know, the system is somehow not to be looked into. So educational systems like colleges, knowledge, that apple, I'm assuming it's not about suppression. It's really just any person who's out to get humanity doesn't like knowledge. They don't talk about themselves as flat earthers, but a person with an integrated brain, left and right brain mode, will be like, wow, you really should look into that a little bit more. So when I see people who are being interviewed, they're famous, they're trending topics, and they're talking about their Christianism, and they're talking about yoga, and New Age spirituality, and you know, it's not personal because when you know the truth, you know, really, what's personal? Anybody need a thumbs up? No, not a securely attached person. It's called confidence. 3-year-old confidence is really nice because we have fun with it. It's called the depths of the profound with Krishna Lila. We can use a lot of words, but really what we embody is called a flow state. So my left and right mode brain, they're connected all together. And I get to be happy and fun because I don't have this defectiveness, shame, self-loathing, inner critic, outer critic, envy, jealousy, spite. No, none of it, because really to have that, you would have to have low self-esteem. That would mean I would have to have a heartbroken attachment 1-year-old. I don't. I actually don't. I know how to self-regulate my nervous system. Spirituality, awakening, kundalini, all of it. It's really nice to know knowledge. So let's bring it together, shall we? Here, Sadhguru. Life is a far larger phenomenon than thought. Unfortunately, he says, human beings, and it's capitalized, have gotten too entangled with their own thought. Well, we haven't gotten entangled as much as we began life with caves. And so, you know, in darkness, no light. I have light right now. I can only imagine my ancestors without any light and that scary lion in the forest. Yes, I think I would picture demonic figures as well. I actually really love being able to stay grounded in sciences. That's why I'm the pseudoscience and woo lady, because mysticism is woo, but it's really nice. 5D mystics, come on over. Unlike 4D, who use the word Christ, they don't know anything about it yet because the adaptive child is still trying to prove their own self to the herd. So they have not done the so-called man alone with himself. So they might have read Nietzsche, lovely Nietzsche, Frederick, he started, but he didn't know what he was talking about yet in the neuroscience way with the embodied brain. I do. I'm in 2023. So when he says every superior human being, right here is your teenager, an adaptive child who needs to talk about human beings as having to be superior, that means you don't have healthy Self-worth, yeah. Let me, before we keep going with this, read a couple more things before I run out of time. So we have our lovely Patrick Tiahan. He's a therapist. He's a childhood trauma survivor. He's healed. I always say he's healing too, just in case he considers himself on a consistent healing journey. He will speak for himself, I'm sure. So again, Patrick, when a child is not the center of someone's world in a good enough way, they will try to find a home with anyone who will take them. So those famous people who are making yoga and New Age spirituality out to be demonic and the devil, like they actually have used these words, and they've also insulted people, and they have not found healing for themselves. No, they're now a mantra and a trending topic of another group. That's all they've become, really. They found a new home, is what they did, because that's why they became extremists and don't know healthy self-worth, which is I'm not superior, inferior to you, and no topic is. And if a person is yelling in my face about the wrath of God, I'm going to be like, wow, that person didn't get out of that timeline. Wow, where are they? Where's the police? Can I call them? Oh, wait, they're not representing any threat to me because they're not doing anything except for just yelling at someone. So let's look at Janina Fisher, smart people, shall we? Because they're stable, mature, adaptive, rational, and teachable. And anybody who's talking about the wrath of anything is not. No. They're an ancient silverback. They're not going to last longer because their body's in sympathetic mode. Mine's not. It's in a ventral vagal mode. Actually did the little blood test to figure out my biological age. I'm younger than my age. I had no doubt. But, you always want to check in on that. So, Janina Fisher, when there are frequent ruptures and no repair, there is attachment wounding and attachment failure, especially for babies and small children who don't have any capacity to soothe themselves. I'd say every one of the people here, 8 billion and growing, yeah, they have the first year of life like that. So we got a lot of, in fact. Let's go to Patrick again, Tiahan, shall we? Let me see, which one is it? Oh, this one. I like this one. It's a very true one. I've noticed it when I walk the streets and go to pubs and find misaligned people who have the hypersexuality with drugs, sex, alcohol, and people who even promote that type of behavior. It's not about the devil, no. It's actually about misalignment, compulsivity, shame cycle, inner critic, outer critic, compulsive activities of that to soothe the nervous system that, as Janina pointed out, you didn't know how to soothe as a child, so you learned, because here is where the self-loathing and this consistent longing, and then you got to find some way. And as you get older, well, it's unfortunate, but if you've woken up to your childhood trauma, as Patrick Tian points out, you are part of a minority. Yes, there's a lot of people, they talk words, they don't know about EMDR, child parts work, or somatics. And they don't believe in it either. I should add that one because that one's always fascinating. Let's look at Terry Real. If you are walled off, you are protected but not connected. Exactly. If you are boundaryless, you are connected but not protected. Health is in the middle, and that is the integrated brain. And the left and right mode of your brain work together only if you work with yourself. But, as Bessel van der Kolk points out, it's the self-loathing and shame that becomes the central issue in chronic trauma. Not the event, but the relationship people have with their inner selves. And so you cannot actually access the life you are if you don't know about the psyche, which is why saying that human beings have gotten too entangled with their own thought, I'd say it's not that. It's that people don't know that their left mode has a story for them, but their right mode has emotions and sensations from them. And that if they don't know how to sit with themselves and not need to be superior human beings who will instinctively aspire after a secret citadel. Yes, let me go find a home with the ancient silverback that's going to say, yeah, you rock, because that's where trauma recovery is still happening. Let's go shame all those people. We have a superhero, supervillain, and somebody to rescue. No, that's all codependent people who have not yet moved into their functional adulthood. So it's only once you have set yourself free from the crowd, the many, the majority, and that's when you have a securely attached, my own safe haven, my own secure base. Look those words up. It's a securely attached functional adult. The 5D mystic is there. Enlightenment soul agent for sure. And functional adults, yes. Now, we get to stay away from negative people because they have a problem for every solution. We don't. We have infinite higher human consciousness potential. The experiences are real, and it's because of our lovely whole heart. We help people who are serious about healing their trauma know healthy self-worth. Meet healthy self-worth people. It's unconditional love, compassion, and treating you like a human, because none of us are not. And that's the whole point of staying grounded in reality. So tune in for more. Happy Christmas.